content is king. I don't believe that you can produce too much content because there's all these filters and things like that. And if you put enough out there, more people will see it. Welcome to the Matt Laricy Project. This is a show about all things real estate, business, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Each show consists of myself, Matt Laricy, a member of my team, and a guest. This week, John Paul is joining us from MLG. John Paul, the Pope. How are we doing today, John Paul?
Doing pretty good, feeling good. Two cups of coffee deep already.
Two cups of Joe Deep, and we've got a little vape scare ahead of this, so he's not sitting pretty. Yeah. So this is Season 2, E10, Shuga Records. Today's guest is Adam Rosen. Adam is the owner of Shuga Records. It is a record store that's located in the heart of Wicker Park and has over 500,000 new and used records. They're one of the biggest record shops in Chicago. Adam, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, man.
How we feeling today?
I'm doing good. I got a lot of coffee in me.
Traffic
was a little shitty, but you know.
The traffic in Chicago, we have a couple bridges down, so it makes things a little bit more difficult. So Adam, you've been the owner of Shuga Records.
Yeah.
Where'd this name come from?
So it came from my DJ name, which is I can't tell you that on air for sure, but it was my DJ name, and my parents, after having it for 3 years, my parents were like, you have to incorporate. When I was like, I don't even know, 19 years ago, whatever it was, that 3 years after that, they were like, dude, you got to pick a name. Just get it done. Yeah. And that was it.
And that's where it came from. So what were you doing before you owned a record store? You're talking about DJing?
Sales and DJing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of DJ music you play? Country?
Yeah. I mean, it started out as like nothing, and then it was just every type of dance music, all the rave stuff that kids were.
The EDMs and stuff like that?
Like doing drugs and drugs. I was like there.
I don't think they called it EDM back then, though.
No, it was just like trance or house or breaks or drum and bass. I mean, they still call it, but now it's just like kids are like, where's the techno music? And you're like, do you actually want techno music? Or are you just looking for like something you can bob your head to? So
what made you want to catapult from, doing the DJ scene, which was probably like late at night, to become an entrepreneur and, opening up your own store?
I mean, it was kind of just life shit. I was DJing and I got into a car wreck when I first moved to Chicago, 20 years ago. Yeah. And I kind of had to stop DJing. And then at the same point, I saw like everybody that I was friends with, they like what you just said, they weren't progressing. It was just like, they were turning like 30 years old at the time and popping out kids and going out till 5 a.m. and sleeping all day. And it just didn't. Yeah. I was like, all right, I gotta pick something,
kind of head on straight.
And there's no money in DJing. I mean, you spent all the money, whatever they paid you, it was gone, before even the night ended, usually.
Make a night? Or back in the day, let's say.
It depended. I mean, it was good money. I mean, I lived in Chicago and I basically went from moving here, having like a full-time sales job, like commission, making a lot of money, to like being able to quit it and just DJ 4 or 5 nights a week in Chicago. But that was when there was like a club on every street.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene's kind of died down a little bit nowadays.
And even now it's like they close more and more.
What did you used to sell when you were a salesman?
Oh, electronics.
Oh, nice.
I worked at Tweeter, if you guys remember Tweeter.
Yeah, I remember Tweeter.
And then it got like...
I love Tweeter back then. I used to work at Best Buy back in the day.
Me too, man.
So like
that
selling
was my
first. I used to sell the TVs.
And they didn't give you commission. And then you eventually moved
You were pissed off because I was like, man, I'm fucking crushing. Yeah. I was the #1 DVD salesperson in the country. And you didn't get any money for it.
Yeah, that's literally... I started at Best Buy and then moved to Circuit City.
Yeah.
And then Circuit City pinged me and... I got pinged at Circuit City to work at a place in Minnesota called Ultimate Electronics.
Yeah,
it was like...
Yeah, I know those places.
And then I started getting DJ gigs here all the time. And I then called up Tweeter and I was like, I already have this huge customer base. Can I just come in and work in the back office and just ship shit?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just sell stuff to contract. It was kind of like I was selling it to like people building homes in Minnesota. And then the economy just tanked.
Took it down. Like nobody's buying any electronics anymore.
All those places closed all at once. It was like, Best Buy's barely.
Yeah, they're shutting. They're making their small stores really small now. So You pivoted. You opened up the store. How long's the store been in business now?
19 years.
19
We've been in
stores.
19 years.
19 years,
Yeah.
not stores.
Oh God, that'd be
great.
That's just one store. So, when you open up that brick and mortar, and obviously we're real estate based, like what made you choose that location on Milwaukee? Because it's located in a really good street in Milwaukee in Wicker Park.
So I've literally moved the store from Chicago to Minneapolis, now back to Chicago. When we moved it back to Chicago in 2000, I think it was the end of 10, beginning 11. That was when like landlords thought the market was like banging again, and they were just trying like. We basically rented this crazy space that we still have on 41st and Ogden. That's like 36,000 square feet.
That's a very good location.
Yeah, horrible location, but it's all like gated. To be honest, like every it's such a bad.
Is there armed guards out there?
Oh yeah, I mean, to even get to our warehouse, you'd have to know like 19 codes to doors, and you need to know like 6 different like electronic gate doors to get to the top. But so nobody will insure records. So the first thing I had to do when I came here was I had to find the cheapest warehouse that I could have the top floor. With a freight elevator. That was it, and a good roof.
How many records are you storing there at any given time?
Over 1 million right now.
Over 1 million?
Yeah, there's easy over 1 million records in there. And that's the whole thing is like, it's like I'm paying for this warehouse that I have shit in that I don't even know what's in there. And I go there like once a month to grab a few boxes because it's just, I bought so much.
Should we do like a garage sale there maybe?
I've tried. It's so hood that nobody will show up. You could like say there's free coffee and like nine vans with food, and nobody would show up. I mean, it's in Riot Fest.
Have you tried cataloging that stuff?
So you can't just catalog it. It's everything has to be cleaned, and like everything has to like. A lot of it's garbage. I was there all day yesterday just pulling out my garbage to send to China. That we have a guy that just buys anything I sell him that's not moldy.
Do the records get ruined there?
Well, no. So that's the thing. So it's top floor. So there's nobody above me that can like leak water. The roof is safe. I mean, I don't even have like really neighbors. Like there's 2 freight elevators. If you guys know old buildings, there was I think they're these beams. So like those are 60-hour beams. So if this place bursted into flames in the corner, it would take 60 hours for each of those to burn out. And they don't make those in warehouses anymore.
They don't do
I'm
anymore.
even surprised they're here. So that was we found this was in Minnesota. We had to have an insurance company insure us there before the economy crashed, and they made us get warehouses with certain beams and no sprinkler system. So even here, it's like the warehouse is so old that
they don't make them like that.
They're
anymore.
pretty safe. Your records are safe then.
Yeah, they're safe.
So you got 1 million records. You open up this store here. Do you do more sales like online, or you do more like mortar like at the
It's
office?
50-50 right now. I mean, we waited. That's why we waited. We basically lived. The store lived in the warehouse for 3 years until we found the right landlord on Milwaukee Avenue. The other 2 competitors are right around the corner from me, so that was kind of my game. Which
are you friends with your competitors?
Well, yeah. I mean, so the competitors are.
You guys cool, or is there like fist fights in the parking lot?
So I've only met. I mean, that's the thing is I've only met the owner of one of my competitors, and it was very short and like nothing, Yeah, it was basically like that was it. One of our old competitors sent us a case of beer, but they moved to LA. The main competitor down the street, he lives in like another country.
Okay.
But some of the people that work there like took it personally, which I didn't understand. It's like you get paid hourly. Who like what?
Right.
But I saw it as like it brought business for everybody, which I'm sure they see now.
Yeah, I mean, more competition actually drives up more consumer interest.
And it's right off the blue line. So like when somebody comes in town from Italy or Argentina or China or whatever, it's like I can get right off the blue line, hit like 3 record stores. I can hit like 3 whatever shops, and there's 18 different shoe companies now. It's like
What's the record industry like? Like, is there a lot? Like, has the demand gone up or down with the whole digital age? You know,
It's up and down. It works just like stock. I mean, it's like who died,
yeah,
who's not getting sued for sexual harassment. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, somebody dies, everybody wants their shit. Somebody gets in trouble, they don't want their everybody's trying to sell me their R. Kelly, their Ryan Adams.
They're trying to trade in the R. Kelly
Yeah,
albums?
I mean,
Nice.
seriously, it's
Nice.
so, as soon as somebody gets called out for being a piece of shit, it's like within a week, it's like everybody's selling me. Everybody's like, will you buy my 46, Ryan Adams collection? It's like,
Ryan
sure. He was the dude that was like dating Taylor Swift and country alt guy, and he just got called out like a few months ago for basically like trying to have sex with like a 14-year-old or something. I don't know. It was all in Rolling Stone. Universal Music dropped him.
Taylor Swift,
He had like
man,
he had a new record that like we
Yeah.
had on pre-order with Universal
Yeah,
Music, and they just cut him. They like.
I don't follow the music industry enough. Like I saw it. I'm a big Jersey Shore fan, so I
He just
saw
got out of jail.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the VMA preview. I'm like, I don't know a single one of these are. I just found out Chance the Rapper was a big deal, like maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
So do people? So like, but just like the records, like there's a huge drive for people to buy records now. I mean, like the digital industry hasn't affected the market at all. Like just being able to download and listen on the fly.
Well, most of the records come with a download, so
Yeah.
it's like if you're buying a I mean, most kids aren't even paying for shit. So, but the kids that do go, or the people that do go on Apple and buy a download for
Yeah.
$12,
Yeah.
you can buy the record for like another $7 and get the download.
Okay.
But I would say 50% of people don't even open the record. I swear, like. When I go to like customers' houses or I go to friends' houses, they haven't even opened. It's all like a collector. It's like,
Just not having it.
yeah, it's like baseball cards or
comic books or something
or
like
wine.
that.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same.
like a hobby.
The same
Yeah.
people that are into like hoarding wine and beer and whiskey are buying records.
Yeah.
And it's just
Maybe
like,
they're into buying records. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's why, and as the economy gets shittier, people buy more records because they're more depressed. That's my theory, is that like when
So
you're
you think
depressed,
music and alcohol goes up?
for sure, drugs, music, alcohol. I mean, like people in 2000, like I think it was 6 to like 8.
Yeah.
The consumption of like craft beer and alcohol was like
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah. You're depressed.
You're
Yeah.
depressed. Now it like started going down. Everybody's like, oh, they're buying less. It's like because people were happy, so they were doing shit with their kids. They're doing shit with their
Yeah, they
kids,
got money.
and now
Yeah.
it's going right back.
Yeah.
It's like,
So so people are coming in and doing this stuff. Like, how do you get people to like come into the store? Do you do like in-store events or like?
I mean, we do that, but I mean that was the location. It was. I mean, we've been doing it so long that like the people online know us. It was. I just got sick of having like a half-assed, city location. Like when we were in Chicago before, it was back in the day, but we were so far into Logan that, at that point, nobody was going to Logan. It was like going to my warehouse.
Right.
When I moved to Minneapolis, I kind of was a little, I would say, just kind of scared to like really like pay for like a good.
Open up the pocketbook.
Yeah.
You gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah,
man.
but I
that's
realized
how
like,
it works.
I realized that like people like there's destinations, but you have to become a destination. You somehow have to be there for a really long time.
There's an oldest saying in the book. It's called location, location, location. Real estate's all about locations. When you open up a business, the people who spend. That's why people want these Michigan Avenue, stores and stuff like that, because it's also a
traffic.
brand. It's a
Yeah.
brand building. Like it's just being able to see your name related with that street.
Oh, and the amount of like movies and TV shows and
Yeah.
commercials and random shit that just gets filmed outside that we're always like,
Yeah.
your name's gonna be here.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, the key was to not sign location. It's like people sign these leases, they get this killer location, then they sign like a 3 or 5 year lease, and it's like you're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, 'cause
like,
they're gonna raise it
it's-
once they find out how
it's
much money you're making.
Even if you're not making money, if they see that you're there for 5 years and you're survived, it's like they're gonna be like, I'm taking more money.
Yeah, totally. So how do you get more people to come to your store over your competitors? And you get pissed at, like, how mad you get at these competitors. Like, we're a very competitive industry, but I believe collaboration's better than competition.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
we've tried collaborating. That just never will happen. I mean, it's honestly, it's Facebook and Instagram. We just started 2 years ago our own label. So, excuse me, I just started making records 2 years ago.
From back in your DJ days, or what?
No, I mean, like we're putting out, like, there's a plan. I mean, there's plants all over, so we're just putting out our own, like, bands in town. I started doing that instead of advertising. I used to be paying Yelp like $300 a month. And Google AdWords, and I couldn't, like, all my dudes were like, it doesn't do shit, man. Like, or it did so little, it just didn't even matter. As soon as we started putting out our own records, like, other record labels and, like, the record companies start seeing you, because you start putting in your record sales, even if they're shit, you know, compared to theirs. They see it on, like, the top, you know, the sound scan or Nielsen rating system. So, like, stuff like that. It's I had to be in that location too, because the only way you can really advertise having a record store too is by having, like, a location that the record labels care about. So if we had a record store out here, there's no way that, like, Sony and Universal would be paying me to advertise records or to even have in stores. So
wait, so the record labels pay you money to advertise?
Yeah, like, it's just like, I mean, if we want, like a board in our window, they give us money to like put up boards of records. You know, it's just like a window. But
it's like a bar putting up a Miller Lite sign.
I mean, I'm sure the bars get paid for, like, or like liquor stores or something.
Are the labels pretty, like, cool? Like, are they, like, pretty? Because I remember you were telling me there was, like, these articles out. I read a little bit of one.
I mean, that's still happening. It's getting better, but yeah, I mean, the amount of money we all lost because of the record labels. But even after I talked to you with that, I mean, I moved real quick into, and a bunch of other stores did. After 6-8 weeks went by, and you realize that, like, these huge labels had no fucking clue how to fix what was even going on. So it was like, where do I get product? So
let's back it up for the people that don't know. You were saying that labels were, like, shorting.
Oh yeah, so right at, like, the busiest time of the year, which is Record Store Day in April.
Wait, there's a record store day?
Yeah, so there's two of them, but the main one is like
April 1st. It's called Record Store Day.
It's the second week of April usually.
Is this after Empire Records, the movie?
Oh, dude, it's like its own corporation. They're super cool. It's like, I mean, there's, like, thousands of people that wait in line at our store every morning. It's
April 1st?
No, it's like the second week. It's on their website. If you just type in Record Store Day, it's like bam, first thing. But it's and that's like, you could go hours into talking about that. But basically, after Record Store Day, which is like we do on one day of Record Store Day, we do what we usually do in, like, 2 months of sales.
Wow.
In one day.
Wow.
So we literally just have a line of, like, thousands of people all day long until 3. There's like if you go on our Facebook, there's like a time lapse we did of, like, you can just see what it looks like. So the distribution right at that point changed, where all 3, Warner, Universal, and Sony, all started shipping out of the same location from a warehouse that just couldn't handle their shit. And there's been rumors of, like, the shipping company, you know, that they were having ship all their items, just let go people because of the downturn, and then took on more accounts, and then they added, basically Warner Brothers moved their whole warehouse to where Sony and Universal were. So they were already there, and then semi-loads of records come in, and
so they're just trying to consolidate and save some cash.
Yeah, but it didn't. It backfired, and they ended up just overwhelming the whole, like, basic distribution of records. So, like, all the record stores started getting empty boxes of shit from, like, medical companies. I mean, it was just a mishmash. And then it became like, all right, so much shit is fucked up that we're just not shipping. You know, we're just going to ship new releases that we know 100%. And
just Taylor Swift records. That's
I mean, literally, it's like
nothing else.
We have to.
T Swift.
I have to. Before, I used to be able to be like, all right, this record's coming out in a week. I'm gonna order like 10 to be safe. Now I have to be like, all right, whatever I order is probably going to be my own what I get for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So
When you order the stuff, let's say you order 10, you don't sell. What happens then? You eat it?
there's no returns on vinyl. So like you got to order. There's no sending it back. I mean,
What's the biggest one you order ahead of time? Like no matter what, you can order like 20 of something.
it does. I mean, there's a million. I mean,
Yeah.
there's local bands.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had Whitney this Sunday. We have Twin Peaks playing, like the big pop punk band. I mean, we have hundreds of those because
Yeah.
they'll go through them. But yeah, I mean, there's no. I mean, there's no way to know
Yeah.
because you don't know what people pre-ordered on the bands. You know, whatever
Yeah.
places they could buy it. You have competition now of like Target, Urban Outfitters, Walmart. They're all making their own pressings of records. So when Taylor Swift has a record come out,
Yeah.
like the indie stores will get it. Amazon will get their own pressing.
Is Amazon a big competitor now?
If stores that say like they can't, I mean, so that's the problem. Stores are like, oh, they can't survive or blah, 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 blah. It's like they're not looking at Amazon. If you have
Yeah.
your shit priced, I would say if you don't have it priced at Amazon Prime
Yeah.
or $1, I mean, maybe $1 more.
Yeah.
Like, what would stop? I mean, I order a shit ton on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I can just be like, it's $26 here and I can get it for $18.99 delivered to my house tomorrow, I'll fucking wait.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So pretty much all the
Yeah.
new vinyl has to be, you got to match it right to Amazon.
Is there like those some people? I'm assuming it's not probably like a large portion, but like just like to go into the store and like grab it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, but as soon as they, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, you still don't want to have that dude or girl come in, buy it, and then go to Amazon and
Yeah.
be like, I'm never going to that store again.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's, you have to,
So the margins are kind of
the
slimmer
margins
with
are
Amazon.
on new vinyl, the margins are way different. I mean,
So is the old vinyl kind of where you make the cash? Like people come in and want like an old Beatles record or
I mean,
something?
that's the huge margin. It's where you buy, you know, I pull boxes in my warehouse that I haven't even looked at in 10
Yeah.
years and are paid for.
Yeah.
And
Do you have like, do you save stuff of like bands that were cool and then like comes back in style? Like
yeah, I mean,
Vanilla Ice is coming back? I don't know. Just
yeah,
throwing it
I
out
mean,
there.
I mean, there's things we have a closet that's just the save closet of like things I'm holding on to as investments, like things I know that there's no way it'll go down in price, you know, things that are signed. And then sadly, I kind of wait. It's like we wait. I had all these Tom Petty things that were
Yeah.
signed, and I just held on to them because I saw that like there was just tons of it out there years ago, and then he died, and it all sold overnight. And then
Yeah.
I like went to my safe, and I was like, oh, I got all these Tom Petty things, and same. I mean, we have boxes of Rolling Stone stuff, but I'm just there's no. I don't
You gotta
need-
wait.
I don't need to sell
Do you,
it right
do you
now.
sell them online or like
It's all online. Nobody.
Yeah.
Most people coming in the store are like, you know, looking for the $20 record.
how many employees you got currently at the store?
It fluctuates literally on the monthly, but I think we're at like 10 or 11 right now.
And you got like one manager or something like that, and then
So yeah, I used to have a general manager. She recently, pretty much right after Record Store Day and all the commotion with the stores, she just after 5 years kind of just was like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and moved because I mean, obviously working at Record Store, we don't pay a shit ton, but
Yeah.
there's basically 4 managers now
yeah,
that all are managing a different part, and they all have the same, I would say, authority.
Yeah.
And they meet every Wednesday now with me today. And we just when she quit, nobody. I offered it to everybody, was kind of
Yeah.
equal, and I was like, "Does anybody?" And everybody was like,
everybody's like, I don't want to.
"Yeah,
take that
nobody
on.
wanted to lose it. Everybody's like, let's just fucking do this together." And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "All right, we'll try it." In 19 years, I've always had a GM. So,
Yeah.
But so far, it's been a little bit.
So what's next for the company then?
I don't know, marijuana. I mean, it's really. I mean, straight up. I mean, it's what. When, that was the other thing when I signed the lease. My dad was a referee, like judge and a
Yeah.
lawyer, and like he always helped me. I would say get the best out of like what I
Yeah.
want in my lease. So when we signed the lease, I had to find a landlord that would sign off. You know, when you rent something like even this space, you have to tell the landlord everything you plan on doing in there.
Yeah.
That way, so
part of your thing. That's just how it
so
goes.
like in 10 years, I was like, hey, if weed ever becomes legal, I'm like, are you cool with it? And we put it in the lease that, you know, anything.
So you're gonna work with the guys at Cresco and stuff like that, or?
Well, I mean, so that's, I mean, right now it's not even possible. I mean, there's only so many licenses, and the city would look at me and be like, we're not mixed using. It took me 2 years to get the okay to mix use when we thought we were gonna sell alcohol.
Yeah.
And then the distros for alcohol were like, it'd be awesome, but you're not gonna get shit because you're not gonna order a lot, and it's really pay to play. So like Jewel across the street was gonna get all the Bourbon County and the rare whiskey, and you're gonna get Dickel, you know? And I'm like, oh, no liquor store.
Yeah.
So weed, eventually it'd be cool to like have like a little mini dispensary there where you could come in and buy like Amoeba. If you go to Amoeba in California, they have
a joint.
Yeah, they literally you can go to Amoeba Records in Hollywood. You can go to a little room that they have in there. You can buy a joint, you can buy a gram, you can use their dab rig, whatever it is. Get super fucking stoned, and then walk through the record store with headphones on and listen to shit and not feel weird about it. It's just like, it's the same idea of like Whole Foods. It's like Whole Foods went from like, we can sell liquor? Fuck yeah. Like, go get a glass of wine,
go get drunk,
relax.
And then go shopping.
Go shopping.
I mean, it is whatever, I guess, somebody's vices, and I guess that does kind of mix a lot with music. So it's in my opinion, it'd be a good idea for yourself.
Oh yeah,
you know?
You can keep the name. Sugar, that's perfect.
Oh yeah,
it kind of goes with it. Yeah.
We were looking for beer like every year. Lagunitas has kind of been our sponsor for Record Store Day. Like we make like, I was gonna bring you them, and then time ran out. But we do like these like expensive like beer glasses that all the beer dudes go over. That has like, it's all weed Satan, like kind of record store metal vibe. Yeah. And Lagunitas was the only company that was like, yeah, we'll put our logo with, you know, with a big pot leaf on it, or like Zelda smoking a bong. And they didn't even care because that's their thing. That was their thing. Yeah. Now they got bought out. They're leaning more towards
corporate and stuff like that. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we don't know. Even with it being legal, it's like, yeah, Cresco Labs. Like I've been talking to a couple of the dispensaries in Logan to be like, who, like they all have a ton of money. They all they can't advertise, so to speak, but they can like.
Yeah, it's illegal to advertise. Yeah.
Yeah, but they could make, like Cresco Labs could make a Record Store Day record that comes out on like Record Store Day and 420 are pretty much the same weekend. Yeah. So it's like this, you could do like a Cresco Labs Volume 1 weed record that has local bands on it, and it's just and it's just sponsored, or whoever it is. It would and you just give it away for free, like you do at the Sox game, you know, like the fucking hat with the Sox thing, but it says whatever
something
on
else
it,
on it.
you know?
Okay. We have what we call the Fast Five here.
Oh.
So it's where the co-host asks 5 quick questions.
All right, so the first question, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Work.
Just work?
Yeah, you gotta like. That's it. If you don't work, if you're not working,
sizing it up. It's like work.
If you're not working, you're not working. You know.
Life is meant for work, not for pleasure. That's my saying, man.
Do you love to win or hate to lose?
I hate to lose.
You hate to lose.
I've listened to podcasts and I've listened to everybody say that, but I hate to lose. Yeah. Because you always win. If you win, you win.
Yeah. But losing, I can't take it myself.
And who's your biggest hero?
My biggest hero, man. I always forget this one. I don't know. Probably my dad. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I can't think.
You always kind of want to emulate your parents and stuff like that.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Looking into the future.
Looking into the future.
That's a good one. That's a good
one. Is that telepathy?
You know, I would want though, like going off of that. I would love to have. If I had 3 wishes, one of my wishes would be to get that Back to the Future sports almanac. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, but see, that's even.
But see, I've already planned it out. What I would do is I would take like $2 million bets and lose. You know, just so you know I didn't know. I would make most of my
And then all
bets
of a
win like $25,000 hitters.
thought about it pretty
You know what I
deep.
mean? But like, and then like when they're like, this guy can't lose, I'll be like $3 million on the Super Bowl and he loses. Like, oh fuck, you know. But like,
But I won $20 million.
but in the
these
back,
80
I made like $3 million like small bets and other shit
Yeah.
that I won. You know. Anyways, but I like the
Yeah,
future.
it would just
one.
be like in general.
You got to spread it out so people don't know you know. You know what I mean?
Because if it was just the sports almanac, you could just do sports. If you knew, I mean,
Everything,
if
yeah.
you knew everything.
Yeah,
if
the
you
stocks,
knew
man. That's where
stocks,
money. Yeah.
Or you knew who was gonna die, or
Yeah.
who was gonna be. I don't
Yeah.
Last question. What makes you Chicago?
know. Man, that's tough. Probably just the way I drive.
Yeah.
you
Dude,
know?
I do say Chicagoans drive as a Chicagoan. I can't
bad.
stand when I see somebody from a different state on the street because I know that they don't know what they're doing.
When I go to other states and drive, or when I go back home and I'm in the car, everybody's like, "Where the fuck did you learn how to like what? Where?" I'm like, I'm honking at somebody like old lady that's waiting too long at the green
he's
light.
like in Minneapolis.
Florida
It's like super chill.
Oh,
Nobody's
yeah.
going
Super chill.
anywhere.
And it's like,
he's
the lights are
Laying
like
on the horn as
10
soon as it turns
times the
green.
length, and I'm thinking I'm in Chicago where it's like a 10-second light.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So where can people find you? And what would you want to plug?
I don't know. ShugaRecords.com is the only plug. Or yeah, I don't know.
And they
come on Sunday. That's the coolest thing coming up.
Come on Sunday.
Come on Sunday if this is gonna be airing.
Yeah.
before Sunday.
All right. So make sure to tune into our next episode. Subscribe and like our podcast. Thanks for listening to the Matt Laricy Project. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, follow us on Instagram, and like us on Facebook.